This unit will discuss how to incorporate the Brief Assessment of Capacity to Consent, or UBACC, developed by the University of California, San Diego into a research protocol. Although the UBACC is easy to use and score, there are a few things to consider before implementing the tool in research. The following guidance was developed by the UBACC authors and is available in the 2007 article, A New Brief Instrument for Assessing Decisional Capacity for Clinical Research. During the development of the informed consent process for a research protocol that will require the administration of the UBACC, the investigator must be familiar with the UBACC in order to determine which questions are essential for consent to the specific protocol, and prepare a list of answers that will receive a score of 1 or 2 on each UBACC item. If the investigator will not obtain informed consent from research participants, he or she must communicate the procedures for using the UBACC to the designated study personnel to ensure effective administration and interpretation of the UBACC. The UBACC was originally structured into 3 subscales or areas of focus: understanding, appreciation, and reasoning. However, the authors suggest in later commentary that Item 2, what makes you want to consider participating in this study, which was originally categorized as an assessment of a participant's reasoning, in testing appeared to be better in the focus area of understanding. Hence, the authors suggest that the UBACC has 2 primary focus areas of understanding and appreciation. After the consent conversation takes place, the researcher should explain that he or she is going to ask a few brief questions about the study. When administering the UBACC, it's important to remember that this is not a test to check a participant's ability to memorize information. Participants should be able to refer to the study informed consent form or other materials provided when answering UBACC questions. Though they can refer to these documents, participants should not be reading aloud verbatim the informed consent form. The whole point of administering the UBACC is to determine whether a participant comprehends the information that was discussed, so it's important that they explain it in their own words. The UBACC scoring procedures are very similar to the MCAT-CR procedures. The scale ranges from 0 to 2 points. 0 points reflects a participant's inability to respond to the UBACC question, and 2 points reflects the participant's clear ability to respond adequately to the UBACC question. A score of 0 or 1 on any particular question should cause the investigator or study personnel to further evaluate what additional steps may be needed. For example, there may be a need for further assessment of decisional capacity and/or efforts at remediation as part of the informed consent process. However, low scores on the UBACC should not reflect difficulty with understanding, appreciation, or reasoning about the study, and not difficulty with understanding UBACC questions. Hence, those administering the UBACC should be prepared to ask follow-up or probing questions to ensure that the score is appropriately reflective of the participant's capacity to consent to research. If a study coordinator is uncertain about the scoring, he or she should gather as much information as possible and discuss those concerns with the investigator to determine next steps.